Hari Om to all. Welcome to this session of Tattvabodha. And we are in the talk 9. And a few, maybe one or two questions was remaining in the previous talk. So we'll start with the prayer and then continue. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. With the blessings of Guruji, let us just start with this session and a quick gist of what happened in the previous class. It was about the Nitya Anitya Viveka. Maybe Vaishnaviji would have gone through that video. If not, I don't think you would have skipped that. Because that is really a very good, maybe practical oriented talk that it had there. So, Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka is what is to be known. What is Nitya and what is Anitya. And then what is goal and purpose? That is something that is very important. What is goal? I am going to get a promotion by next year. That is my goal. So I will put some effort and reach that. Then what is purpose of life? We might have a number of goals. Maybe I need to reach maybe Sringeri is some goal. Or maybe I will go to Mount Everest is a goal. Each of such thing happen, but it is temporary. It ends. I am happy during the process of reaching the goal, and after accomplishing that, maybe I will be I may not feel very happy, or I might be feel happy, and there it ends. I will keep searching for another goal, I achieve that, and put an end to that. So what is the purpose of life? It is nothing but purpose of life is recognizing the self, or recognizing who I am, or where my happiness is. So that is what is the true purpose of life. And we always mix up with having goal, achieving it, feeling happy. Having goal, achieving it, feeling happy. But that is temporary goal, which leads to the permanent, what is the essence? The happiness is temporary there, but we are searching for happiness in each and every goal that we have for ourselves. So the purpose of life is what is to be understood very well, that it is nothing but the happiness that is within us that must be recognized, and we must follow that. How to do that is what is the sadhana that we'll have to do upon ourselves. So that is the main gist of the previous talk. Okay. Let us come to this particular talk, that is the talk 9. Vaishnavi ji, the shloka can be explained by you.
Ma'am, sadhana chatushtayan, that one?
No. The talk 9. If that is not there, I have a common question for all.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Just that a small one, right?
Iha mutrartha falabhoga viragaha. That was that line.
Yes. Sudaji, you can only tell.
What do you want me to say?
The explanation part of it.
Okay. So Prabhuji explains that Iha refers to this world and Mutrardha refers to the other, like the other world that after death, whatever world we think we go to, heaven or whatever. So Prabhuji says the phala, that is all effort that you put in this life is for some result. All the activity is directed towards some result, either in this life or all activity that you do to get a result in the other life. That result orientation, you should become detached to that result. Viragaha means detachment. That is how Prabhuji explained it.
Yeah, that is exactly what is the meaning of that. Hari Om Geeta ji, you came at the right time. Seeing you after a long time.
Namaste. Namaste, one and all. I'm Geeta here.
So hope you're prepared and you're ready to answer. Maybe you missed
prepare
one of the sessions. Yes, yes. So I have a common question to all of you. What is happiness according to you? You just have it in your mind, because when the others start to answer, maybe the same things may come to you. So what I would like you all to do is, you just think of what happiness is according to you. I will give one, maybe a few seconds time so that you can answer what it is. The same question passes to everybody. If you're ready, you can just let me know that what is happiness according to you? In your everyday life, only if we can connect whatever we have heard from Guruji's talk to our life, can we improve in a faster pace, or we can understand our own life through these teachings. Geeta ji, you came just now, you can also answer.
Yes, sir. Yes. According to, what I understood from this talk, and my personal
You can switch on the camera.
Yeah.
You just tell me what is happiness according to you. Not from this talk, but your life. What are you seeking? What is happiness?
Okay. Happiness actually for me, when I achieved which I thought long, which I fulfilled that wish, I felt a happiness, and small be in the nature. If I go out also, I feel rejuvenated and happiness when I connect. So this is my experience. And going to the pilgrims, which I love especially. So the kind of great happiness which I experienced in the recent past is when I visited Arunachalam. So that is where I felt the blissness. That much of that.
Okay. Thank you for your sharing.
Thank you.
Then who would go? Is it Sudhaji or Vaishnavi ji?
Kantiji, earlier I used to feel maybe eating my favorite food or going back home to take rest, or maybe even listening to my favorite song would give me happiness. But of late, I have realized that anything that you have done with good intention and motive, anything that brings you peace, gives you happiness. So if you've done even if it is just household chores, if you have done it, and that is your dharma to be doing it as a housewife, as a mother, you have done it to your best of the abilities. And uh, when you leave home, you feel you have satisfactorily finished your household chores. But and when you leave office, you feel that you have done your official work to the best of your abilities. Gives you a lot of peace because you have not deviated from what is the rightful path, and you have stuck to it despite all the very attractive propositions that you receive, the many ways that you can earn more, or even connect with others more, get whatever desires you want fulfilled. Without giving into all of that, if you are able to stick to something that gives you eternal peace, I think that for me right now is happiness.
So were you not feeling happy with all these things? Were you not identifying yourself with these things
I
earlier?
used, I used to feel that the better position, or I get a better phone or better jewelry, I would look better, feel better. But right now I feel even in the smallest of things there is happiness. Because for you it is about gratitude. God has given you this, and you are showing your gratitude through being by being dutiful to your work, by taking care of the things that you have been given. I think for me now it is about the meaning behind things, not the things itself.
Very nice that your perspective has changed in recent times. You said that is something that we have
Yes,
to
sure.
go through. This is how these talks of Guruji helps. Sudaji. And before Sudaji, I would just tell the question to what everybody is answering to Vireshji. What is happiness according to you? Before studying all these things or listening to this talk, not related to this talk, personally, what happiness is according to you? Is what everybody is answering for the same question. So now the chance is Sudaji's.
So basically, I think my answer will be slightly different because of my age group also. Like just now, Vaishnavi ji or Geeta ji were saying, I also had these uh, goals, small goals related to maybe my family, my children, my husband, my home, things like that. And every time I achieved them, it gave me great happiness. And lots of times when it was not achieved, also, I went through a lot of stress. So after having gone through so much in life, uh, I have come to a point where I feel that I don't want these ups and downs in my life. I've somehow come to that point mentally, which is why I started coming to Prabhuji very regularly, because I was looking for a solution that I don't want ups and downs, to feel happy or to feel sad. Both I don't want. I want peace. Whatever happens, success or failure, I can't change it. And I don't want to get emotionally affected by those outcomes in life which are not in my control. I want peace. So that is the point at which I am now. I don't seek happiness, I seek peace.
Very nicely told, Sudaji. The purpose of life, what we discussed in the last class and what has been told by Guruji, is what you're seeking now.
No, Prabhuji always says, no, life will teach you the lessons, life will teach you the lessons. So that continuously, when you're going through some stressful situations, then you'll come to understand that, you have to disassociate and look for peace in life. So, yeah.
I think, ma'am, after Prabhuji's blessings with us, peace is the new happiness.
Correct. Everybody is maybe the ones who have gone connected with him for a longer time will have that effect on each one of us. That is something that even I have experienced. I to seek the same thing. Maybe his influence is such. Vireshi, now your turn to tell what is happiness according to you.
Madam, my necessities are very minimum. Many a times my wife will, she scolds me. You are very satisfied with very small things. Okay. But truly speaking, this happiness is something like a mirage. That is what I am feeling. Although as per normal standards, I am very successful from the eyes of the society. But I feel happy with very small things, probably by freely talking to friends or even these village boys who are innocent. I'll be just enjoying talking to them. And going to naturally very beautiful places like hilly areas or lake, where I'll forget myself. So those are the things I feel happy about. And okay, by playing with my kids, so that all gives me happiness.
So you told forgetting myself. What does that mean, sir?
The mind, see, I think last time also when we met, I had discussed at length the whomsoever I identify myself in my system, mostly it is the mind. Okay, so the mind is it is always having questions, exploring new things, and the what I would say the doubtful being. They say no, there are two wolves in your mind. One is a bad wolf, another one is a good wolf. Always bad wolf will be talking about, chattering about the negative things. The good wolf will be trying to repeat the positive things in the mind. So finally, whomsoever we are feeding, that will be winning. So the mind, like I had issues with respect to my gastritis and sleep issues. So that is resulted into what I would say. If I can sleep well, that is happiness for me. It has become like that. Okay, slowly, I'm getting some what I would say solution to that. Otherwise, things are fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for sharing your views on your happiness. Next, the question is, what is actual happiness to Geeta ji? These are all the happiness that each one of us will have, a variety of happinesses that we experience. But what is actually happiness? Geeta ji?
Ma'am?
Oh,
Can you just rephrase one that the last one? I am hearing actually happiness. This relating happiness. Yeah, you just can you rephrase please?
so this all of you told about what your
Yeah.
own happiness is.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm asking, these are all the happiness. Each one is having 2, 3 happinesses, and it is connected to something. But what is actual happiness that is told from this talk and Tattvabodha?
Yeah. According to Tattvabodha and this Guruji talks, what I understood is like all this worldly related desires, from them we are getting whatever we are thinking as a happiness. That is not the real happiness. The real happiness, actually, we are the bliss. We ourselves as Sachidananda Swarupas, we are blissful persons. So we are not able to be in that state because of this attachment. So we have to Viveka, we have to bring the Viveka in our day-to-day life. So that, and he has given certain examples regarding that. After we cut down all the things, with the discrimination in our day-to-day activities, bringing in the true Viveka, and also through the having this what to say, which is correct, cutting down our thoughts, which are required, which are not required. Every action
Uh,
or every thought. Pardon? Shall I
yeah,
go ahead?
no.
Okay.
The whole talk, each one of you will get the chance to speak
Okay,
according to
fine.
the way it has been spoken. Like how Guruji has taken the points, the same points in the same order, it will be asked one after the other. Because everything will be mixed up otherwise. Each question that arises, the question is framed so that each one will get the chance. Okay?
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you
Okay.
can tell the example, as you said, you can tell the example of the marble that has been mentioned there
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
talk.
Yes. The kid will get the when as a kid, we are seeing marble also is very much fascinating. The colored marbles, when we touch the feel, everything, it makes happiness. But the same kid, once he grows up, the priority will change. It will not give the same happiness which he experienced in the previous year. So as the time goes, the happiness also changes.
So maybe you can connect yourself with your son who came just now and went, peeped and went. If you give one marble to him, he'll be very happy. But if you are given, he tells the same thing. If you give even a number of marbles to you, ayo, it's okay, keep it aside. That is how you would react to that. So there is change in the reaction of happiness. The same happiness is not retained throughout. As the age proceeds, the happiness also changes. That is what is the is that the actual happiness?
No, ma'am, that is not the actual happiness. That is a temporary only.
Ah,
Temporary.
yes. Vaishnavi ji now. Thank you, Gita ji. What is the wrong understanding about being happy?
Wrong understanding. Prabhuji explains this relationship between the object and the subject. So, one in the nature of object. So, if coffee is something that I like, and coffee gives me happiness, but my son doesn't like, or my mother doesn't like, it does not give the same object doesn't give the same happiness to another subject. So happiness may not be in the object, or maybe say, is it the number of objects, the quantity of objects? So the same person who enjoys coffee may start hating or maybe even puking after the third cup of coffee. So it is not even the number of object. Then say supposing then if it is not the object, then where must be the happiness? Where is the misconception then? Or maybe it is the nature of the nature of mind, how the mind reacts to the object. And that is when Guruji breaks it down and says that, it is the flustered mind that masks the true happiness, the peace, inner peace. And when the subject is engaging in enjoying the object, for a brief moment, these raging thoughts calm down. They come to a standstill, and that is when it appears as though it is the coffee that is giving you happiness, but it is actually your mind calming down and your true nature being felt. This is the misconception. It is the nature of object or the number of objects or being the reason for happiness.
Yeah, correctly said. Now, Sudhaji, or this can be answered by everybody. What is it that we are unhappy about? From Sudhaji, we'll go take a round, and then maybe you can think of, each of you can think of what you're unhappy about. What is your unhappiness? Or when are you unhappy?
So this is not from Prabhuji's talk. This is from our
This is
own.
from your self experience, the experience that you have, so that you can connect this to the Tattvabodha and Guruji's talk.
So we are unhappy when something in our life is giving us stress, and that stress will manifest to us in the form of restless thoughts, continuous thoughts about the same thing again and again. So there's a back and forth dialogue going on in your mind. So this is what is unhappiness most of the time. Maybe it can be caused by various factors. Maybe it is your health, maybe it is your relationships, maybe it is finance, anything can be the cause. But this is how we experience unhappiness, in the form of a restless mind.
Yes, thank you, Sudhaji. Vireshji, your answer for this.
Madam, you might have heard that a small stone in the shoes. Okay, for an outsider, it doesn't appear, but it is there continuously and it is always pinching you. You can neither remove the shoes and throw it out, or so such a situation, I think it leads to unhappiness. Like some are, I would say, our own creation, and some are probably without our knowledge, we have committed a mistake, and that mistake has created a permanent scar in our life, a permanent, what I would say, ಒಂದು ಗಾಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಮಾಯದೆ ಇರೋ ಗಾಯ. So that will be giving always some kind of a unhappiness. Even though you want to come out of it, it is not leaving you from its clutches. So probably that is karma. Sometimes I feel like that.
Geetaji?
Madam, for this, I feel like, this is a mind chatter is one of the culprits, and there is a lack of focus, and we don't have the clarity what exactly we want. That also causes unhappiness. And yeah, according to me, these three, ma'am. So this, is it required or not? If it is, what, why? And then we have to take it totally. Then we will be in a state of peace for that particular thing. So through this process, we can develop slowly our peace and happiness in our life.
Yes. Vaishnavi ji?
This is the true unhappiness, is it, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Um, the misconception, I think, is feeling that happiness is outside us. So sometimes, because right now I feel now I am on a pay scale which can buy me more things which I earlier used to like or want to buy. But now I don't, I have, even with that, I have not bought it because I really have lost the interest. So then I realized, then what is it that we were actually running behind? When all this while it was right inside you. So I think, yes, ma'am. So that the the search for things outside of you. I think that, and then that is also a source of unhappiness because you never know what you will like and what you will not get. Both are factors in your happiness if you keep looking outside. That could be the cause for unhappiness.
But is that happening? Are you seeking happiness outside?
No,
Or
now
can you
I have
completely,
realized my mistake. Yes, no, I will.
can you completely rely on the happiness inside?
No, I have not got till there, but
Yes.
I definitely know that it is not outside.
So, what is unhappiness to you now, currently?
Unhappiness is not for me right now is to if I have read this or this has been discussed in class and there's a situation that is in front of me and I am not able to use my learning in that situation.
Mm,
And that brings me great unhappiness.
mm,
So I have consciously decided, before I respond to the stimulus, I think of certain things we've been reading so far as a group and what everyone has pitched in through their valuable experiences. And then I realized, now let me react now.
mm.
And then I would have already mellowed down so much that I may not even react. So I feel not being able to use this knowledge in my everyday life brings me unhappiness now.
Mhm. So you're bound to use all the practically applicable
Hopefully.
points that has been told by Guruji into your life. Okay. Why is it that Sudhaji, or what is the connection between the object and the subject?
So, could you rephrase, Kantiji? I didn't understand.
Or when is it that you can feel happiness and when is it that you feel unhappiness?
We feel happiness, actually, like Prabhuji said, from Prabhuji's talk only. We really understand. Otherwise, we don't know when we are happy. We don't know what is unhappiness. From Prabhuji's talk only, I understood that normally, as a human beings, we all have a certain mental makeup, which is the sum total of our vasanas from previous lives. And in because of these vasanas, you will like something, you will want something, you will crave something, you will hate something. So what happens is, if there is something that you crave for, probably like eating something sweet or like having a coffee or a chat with your good friends, all these are cravings. So when your craving is satisfied, this mind which is continuously craving it, because it is satisfied, temporarily it is like out of business. It doesn't know what to do. So it shuts up for a while. And that coming of the mind will give you actually just the coming of the mind. It's just like the dust on the mirror. Just for some time, when you wipe out the dust, your real self comes out, which is bliss itself. And we don't actually experience bliss, we experience a very, very light shade of the real bliss that we actually are, and we call it happiness. So that is what is happiness. And if for some reason that craving is not satisfied, then your mind becomes agitated, restless, planning, wanting, how to get it, why didn't I get it? So all this is unhappiness.
So, what is the connection between happiness and unhappiness? Where are you seeking happiness? Where are you seeking unhappiness?
From Prabhuji's talk or your
Yes. From Prabhuji's talk. Say, you told the craving. Where does that craving come from? And where is that? You said at the end of talking to a very close friend. After that, you feel satisfied.
Huh. But then it disappears. It's a very temporary happiness that you get. So after whatever craving is satisfied, then again slowly the unhappiness sets in because the mind becomes restless and agitated. It wants something, maybe the same thing. So that time it leads to addiction.
The same thing is what? It's your friend.
Huh.
Right? So where is the happiness?
In satisfying that.
In satisfying, who is getting satisfied?
The mind.
You. The subject is getting satisfied and you're seeking the happiness from the object.
Object, yes.
Yes, object is your friend.
Yes.
And okay, after the next question, a little maybe need to tell something about what you spoke. Maybe next question can answer that. Okay, so subject and object connection is what is to be understood by us very well. So where is happiness? Is it in the object or is it in the subject?
It's in the subject. That is what Prabhuji has highlighted to us.
Yes.
Because the mind comes down, then the happiness which is in you, but our mind never comes down. No, in real life, mind never comes down. It is always restless, going from one activity to another activity. So when the mind comes down, then you feel the peace. So peace or happiness is always within you. But we mistakenly, because it calmed down when you're having coffee or because you're chatting with your friend or you are like watching a movie, you think it is the movie that gave you happiness. That is the misconception. Which Prabhuji cleared up in this talk for all of us.
That is very important because to seek happiness, where is it? Is it in me or is it from the object outside me? That is something that we'll have to get to know from his talk in this particular video.
Yes.
Vireshji, now, what is it that happens when you do something that is very maybe very likable to you? Maybe as the example has been given, to drink a cup of coffee. That is something that is really lovable to me. So what happens then?
The chattering of the mind is stopped temporarily. Moment I have whatever I like, I get it. But it is a sort of an addiction, because when the mind stops chattering, I feel happiness. Okay, so the memory, it correlates happiness with the object. When I was listening to Guruji, I could recall one, I don't know, his name is one great psychologist experiment, Gregor Mendel, or I don't remember his name, that he used to have a calling bell and a dog. So initially what he was doing, he used to ring the bell and give the food. So after once it has been habituated, whether you give food or not, just whenever he was ringing the bell, it used to salivate. So probably human mind is also like that. So we will have to identify that is only a trigger mechanism, like a calling bell outside. The real happiness is only within. That relation between the triggering mechanism and the actual happiness, we need to identify, and we need to, I would say, disconnect that. Okay, so then only we will be able to have the true happiness.
As you both said, with the example of cup of coffee or whatever is that is very likable that you do, what happens is, as Sudhaji said, at the end of, maybe I talk with my friend, and when I have finished talking, I'll feel happy. But there we must understand that it is not at the end of the talk, but during the talk, we will have really forgotten ourselves and we'll be in the present in talking that whatever, maybe drinking the coffee. I am drinking the coffee now. My mind is silent. My mind has calmed down. It's not silent. It has calmed down. At that moment, I am happy. Okay, it's not maybe after drinking the cup of coffee, the mind will again rise up with other thoughts. The coffee was like this, the sugar is more, sugar is less, the decoction is more, all those analysis start to happen. So during that phase, we will be happy because we will be in the present. So that is something that must be understood by us. So that happiness we maybe recollect, oh, then I was happy with my friend talking so much. So, but actually during that present moment, we will be happy. Okay, next is Geeta ji. What is the cause of unhappiness? Geeta ji? Are you there, Geeta ji? Okay, we'll move on to the when she answers, we'll ask her the question. The same question to Vaishnavi ji.
I'm there, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay.
I kept here. I was reading Bluetooth. I was doing something. Sorry. Yeah, you asked about what is unhappiness?
What is the cause of unhappiness?
What is the cause of unhappiness? Cause of unhappiness is relentless mind. The mind is seeking something. If it is not getting, it is not satisfying, then it creates, like, the stress. So that is the cause, ma'am.
Okay, correct. Vaishnavi ji, how can you feel the happiness? Or when can you feel the happiness?
When the mind, the thoughts in the mind settle down and there is a certain calmness and peace, and there's a reflection of your inner self. So when you actually feel happy, it could be mistaken for, it could be the movie being the reason, or a cup of coffee. But this is the physiology behind happiness, as how Guruji breaks it down.
So what are thoughts, Vaishnavi ji?
Thoughts are like waves in an ocean. I mean, they are part of the system. You cannot separate waves and the water. So as long as there is water, there are going to be waves. They are the different disturbances that occur in the mind. And the nature of mind is to produce thoughts. Chintyam vicharyam muhyam dhyayam sankalpamevacha. They are the different duties of the karmas of the mind. So the whether we choose to focus on the thoughts, or whether we choose to entertain our thoughts, and what thoughts we entertain must also be factored in.
So, what is it that you will have to make something inside you to experience the happiness?
To calm these thoughts down,
Mm.
to not let thoughts play out at their own free will.
Mm.
And that is when you cannot see the reflection on a stormy lake, or the stormy waters.
Mm.
It is as good as not the true happiness being masked inside the veil of these tremendous tribulous thoughts that keep coming.
Mm. Mm. Yes. Sudhaji, how do you make your mind silent without the support of any external objects?
Is it by choosing your thoughts?
Yes, one of
Choosing
them.
the thoughts.
That is what Guruji says.
Yeah. So you can train your mind to think the thoughts that will keep you at peace and, help you to experience your real nature. That is only Viveka, for which Tattvabodha is going to help us all.
So, when do you feel that your mind is silent?
When I'm in the present moment, the mind will be silent. Actually, that is what Prabhuji was drawing our attention to when he was giving those examples about drinking a coffee. What happens is you are craving the coffee. So when the cup of coffee is in your hand, for some time, you are just relishing the taste of coffee. Like you said, once you finished a few sips, you'll start the analysis that, oh, sugar's less, sugar's more, it's not hot enough. All these things will come up. But for that moment when you are just sipping your coffee and relishing the taste and feeling the heat, you're not doing anything else. So truly, happiness comes when you're in the present moment, because when you're in the present moment, your mind has no work. It has to be a little calm.
Yes. Viresh ji, what are the purusharthas, motivation of life? Four purusharthas.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So Guruji starts telling that everything starts with the Kama, desire. So desire is the initiating point for everything. And to fulfill the desire, one has to have Artha. In the physical world, and regarding dharma, what is the way of life, the righteousness, and Guruji concluded that all three of this will not lead us to a permanent happiness. So that is moksha. So one has to be vigilant about one's mind, then only one can achieve the moksha. Even for dharma, he was telling that some people, they start accumulating punya. For doing punya, they'll be involved in some of the activities for the next janma, and so it is never ending actually. So all these artha, dharma, and kama, they don't lead us to moksha. So only the right way of thinking, using the viveka, that only leads to moksha. This is what Guruji is.
Yes, sir. Geeta ji?
Yeah, I would like to add up from here.
Yeah.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha are the ways for in the process of life. Okay, but we should not relay with the person as a human being. We should not seek either punya or punya karmas and papa karmas. We should not go with the karma end result. We have to be in the doing nature as a doer, so that you should not entangled with the papa. That is the way which leads to moksha.
So even if you do something wrong, when you do papa, will it lead to moksha? Do not
No.
think of the result is something that you said. Yes, I agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
And papa or punya, anything, we should not think of the result is what karmaniyavadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana is what
Yes.
you wanted to say.
Yes. Yes. So if you are trying to accumulate more punya, you will go to the higher realms of punya. Realms will be there. So there you will stay sometime. Again, once that punya get over, again you have to come back.
Yeah.
So where is the
The
moksha?
same question I wanted to ask you. What happens when you get punya?
Yeah. So there is no point. So one should not seek either punya or papa. Okay. Then only you will be living in a liberating
So that means
process.
to say that we can do papa?
That also we should not do.
Yeah. Then only punya we will be doing.
Yeah, but it's little tricky for me now to convey. But I feel whether it is whatever the if we talk about taking this our core motivations, like the dharma, the karma, about any, like as Bhagavad Gita says, do your job, like as you are offering to the God. Okay, without any expectation from that work. So that way of thinking process, with a focused thinking process and doing the karma with our karmendriyas or jnanendriyas, using it as I am doing a devotion to the Lord, then that kind of approach will lead to moksha.
So that means to say that intention should be good.
Yes.
When you're surrendering to God and when you're with bhakti, when you're doing it, so intention will not be something that to create some bad thing for others. So the intention will always be pure when you're connecting yourself with the God.
True, true.
So intention has to be pure and the result shouldn't be thought of.
Thought of. And we have to do everything with Krishnarpanam. Like, I am doing for him. That's it. Okay.
Yes, Geetaji, you told it correctly. I have one or two questions. And with that, we can end this session, and also the talk also ends there. Vaishnavi ji, what is karma cycle?
This carry over from the good and the bad that you keep doing, and the carry over from that is the karma cycle.
Just that punya and papa and carry over from that? Where does it start basically?
It
Where
starts with the desire.
desire, then?
And then and the means
You
to
have a desire. What happens to that? What do you do to that?
then you work for it and then you achieve it.
Yes. So desire, achievement,
then more desire. Maybe he want
after achievement,
maybe to substantiate it, to make it permanent, or to carry that forward, or maybe carry
so
that
any
forward.
fulfillment of desire will give you the results of punya or papa.
Yes.
Okay. So desire, then achievement, as you said, then that gives rise to punya or papa.
Papa, yes.
So from there again,
Then
As
again, your desire shift to something else.
yes, yes. So again, the cycle of desire,
Continues. Yes,
again achievement and word
yes,
fulfillment,
yes,
then again papa punya. The
yes.
whole thing is a vicious cycle wherein we cannot come out of it.
Mm.
One or the other desires keep cropping up, and for
Yes,
that desire you will fulfill it, and then
yes,
you reap the punya or papa depending on what we are maybe assigned to or assessed by the Lord, and then
mm,
we again have some more desire. Whether
yes,
that desire continues with the same desire or some new desire, it is a cycle. So that is the karma cycle. So when we think of karma theory, this cycle, vicious loop, is what we will have to keep in our mind, or whenever we are consciously doing some job, then what is this karma? What is this desire? What is this fulfillment? And we need not have to think of the result, but the intention behind and detachment to the desire or dropping of the desire is what is needed. Okay. Sudhaji, what is your view on wishing to be born in the next Janma?
Being born means you're in the cycle of birth and death. And once you're born, you don't know where you'll be born. You don't know what vasanas will make you commit what karma. Vasanas in the form of desire, then to fulfill what you will do. So to be born is not what I am looking for, or that is what the mumuksha looks for, to get out of the cycle of birth and death. And that is moksha. Moksha is to be liberated from this cycle. So that's what Prabhuji is drawing our attention to also.
So usually we will have the idea of going to heaven, or when we are doing the wrong things, we might go to hell. All those are maybe we are born with those stories and maybe the concepts from our childhood. Don't do bad, you will go to hell. Do good, you will go to heaven. So where is heaven? Where is hell? What are you? Who are you? If you have the answers to all this, with the gnana given by Guruji, then we will be in a different level.
Yes.
What is death? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatareshayanam. That how can you escape the cycle of birth and death? That can be understood easily. What is birth? What is death? Does Atma have birth and death, or the body has birth and death? This is the question that comes to us as soon as we think of the next Janma.
Yes.
Last question to Vireshji. What is Vairagya?
Vairagya is as per the etymology, there is a word raga in it. Vairagya, raga is there in that. So raga is the attachment to what I feel positive about, what I feel it gives me happiness. So that is the attachment. And dvesha is actually, they say, that is also a form of attachment, but it is a repulsion. Like whatever I don't like, I get repelled from it. Whereas vairagya is you take the things equanimously, neither aspiring for the good nor aspiring for the nor getting repulsion from the undesired situations or objects. So this leads us to a sort of a freedom. Like when I don't have any attachment to either positive or negative, so the mind naturally dies off, and of course it is a struggle. A lot of struggle is there in that.
What struggle, sir?
you will have to fight against your own mind. Like it has been used to craving for good things and avoiding bad things. But definitely, only good cannot happen to anybody. Just behind the good, there is something bad. Behind good, bad, there is something good. So that is the cycle of karma. So nothing can be always positive or nothing can be always negative. Always there is a cycle. But if you don't want to have that cycle, then we have to go towards vairagya, which will only lead us to moksha.
So Vairagya is maybe you can avoid suffering. Is that what you can tell?
No. We cannot avoid suffering. See, so whatever is there in the what I would say in the future, one has to face it. But only thing is whether you are facing it with neither attachment nor repulsion. That is how you create your mindset.
How do you without
Accept. Just accept whatever comes. You accept.
so ready acceptance of anything, maybe happiness or unhappiness, suffering or the balanced state of life experiences. Yes. So this is vairagya that we'll have to have in our life. We'll have to develop that, habituate our mind to be detached from everyday.
One question, madam.
Ah.
Maybe it will start another big this thing. If there is no attachment or detachment, the rather raga and dvesha, the fun in life will go away. Is it right?
Where do you see, what is the fun that you're seeing? Where are you seeing the fun?
It is something like a big drama. This entire world is something like a big drama. Okay.
Yes.
So when you are, and each one of us are having our own characters. So you enjoy the drama only when you totally forget yourself and get involved in the character. And at the same time, since we are attached to that character, whenever that the character reverses back, the dukkha will start. Because see, some of the so-called what I would say bairagis I have seen, and they are not at all interesting. Okay, so I think there is a very fine line between actual detachment and whatever examples we see in general outside as so-called bairagis. So I think I don't know how to differentiate that. Otherwise, life becomes very, very dull. If you are not
Does
enjoying what you are
vairagya
doing.
means that you shouldn't be enjoying? Is that the meaning of vairagya? Say if you like a very soothing music, your favorite song. No. I have vairagya. I shouldn't be listening to that. I get attached to that particular song. Should you be that?
Yeah, that is not. So there is a fine line between actual vairagya and so this is a play of the mind. Sometimes I feel.
Always. So when you told I shouldn't be enjoying the fun that maybe the child is playing, or maybe the child is performing on a stage. Your own child is performing on a stage. Do you think that you are following vairagya? You shouldn't appreciate the child. You shouldn't appreciate the talent in that child. Oh no, I'm vairagya. I'm following vairagya. Should you think like that?
No, see, it is something like this, where, say, I am driving a car. Okay. So I enjoy the speed. Okay. Unless I totally forget myself in driving, I will not be able to enjoy drive. Okay. But at the same time, the overspeed kills. That is what they say. So there is a very fine line between the enjoyment and detachment.
What
That is
is
what.
the underlying emotion that you said in the second half? That is overspeeding kills. What is the underlying emotion there?
That is a thrill. Thrill one enjoys.
Okay. But why
See,
is it that it might kill the person or the people in the car is coming up? With what emotion does that arise?
no, it is not the emotion I am talking about. It is
No,
the
no. It
practicality.
is
Practical.
because of the fear that we tend to avoid that, or the emotions, the mind. Maybe if at all I am responsible, I might kill the other person there. Or if I am alone, I don't mind dying. I don't mind doing accident. So that, at least being on the path of dharma, I shouldn't be killing somebody else, right? I shouldn't be injuring somebody else. So that concern is there, that feeling of maybe taking care of others, minimum, bare minimum. When I am taking them in the car or two-wheeler, I should take care that they are safely back. They are also responsible. I have no right when I cannot even think of killing an ant. So when that is there, here fear is something that makes you feel that it might kill you. It might we might have an accident or something like that. But vairagya, it is again the attachment to drive fast that is happening here. So yes, craving for the speed is something that is happening here. So what is the balanced mode of that driving is what to be thought of. So there is optimum for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot even go very slow, nor can you go very fast.
Correct,
So
correct.
being in a balanced path is what is necessary there. So that is where vairagya comes in, wherein whatever you're craving, yes, put the brake for your attachment to the speed is what you might get. That is the development of vairagya to something that is the object, that is the speed is giving you thrill. Speed is giving you happiness. So that happiness is within you. Find that, go inward, search for that, seek that. Not from
Yes.
the speed of the car, or that is again external and object, subject and object. Where is happiness? So you will go, once you go with that speed and you feel happy, next time you want to go break that older speed that you have maintained. Say 120 of cross means I want to go to 130. Let me go faster. So it gives desire, fulfillment, again desire, fulfillment. That chain comes. So here vairagya has to come, wherein what is the middle line, middle paths that I can take? Not too slow, not too fast. And I am getting attached to that speed. Let me have a check on that. That is vairagya. So it is not leaving the comforts of the life and going away. That is not vairagya. In the mind, internally, we will have to get vairagya to the attachments that we have. We will have to identify our own vairagyas or the attachments.
Thank you, madam. You put it rightly.
So now we shall end this session with the prayer by Vaishnavi ji.
Yes, ma'am. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamada Purnamidam पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ ಶಿವೋಹಂ 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 ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನಂ ಅಂತರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಬಹಿರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परा ज्योतिरेव ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिः शिवोऽस्म्यहम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्
Thank you, Vaishnavi ji, for this beautiful and melodious prayer. So we shall end this session, and we will discuss in the group about the next session.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, ma'am. Thank you so much.